It's a penetration game.
We've got to penetrate all the way to the center of this planet.
That's gonna take a little while because we need some upgrades. For the little bit of mining we did, we got some iron that we can sell for $80. And what we can buy with dollars is increased drill damage. So then we go back to our beautiful little planet and try it again. I'm not really in control of this thing, gravity just kinda sucks me into the center. I assume the good stuff's in the middle, that's why I'm working towards the middle, but the ground does get tougher as we go. But we can also just straight up use the iron as a currency instead of exchanging it for money, so we can increase the drop rate of blocks, which gives us a 54% boost, so 54% more iron, for 54% more upgrades. This is a very bouncy planet. But I can hold myself down and we do littler bounces for faster penetration. That time we got almost 300 iron and we got closer to what I assume is gold. And we're going to increase our fuel tank size. I'm just going to spend all of my current iron there. And I sold my remaining iron for a little bit of money so I can get a little bit more drill damage with that. Okay, so the outer planet is iron, the yellow stuff is silicon, the red stuff is aluminum. We can also buy the sun, but it costs $150 quadrillion, so we're not quite there yet. Okay, this time we're going to sink in, we're doing extra damage, we have extra fuel and armor. This was a poorly spawned planet because it's going to be thick to get in there. But that's never stopped me before, simply because I have way too much time on my hands. But we're making it down to the, whatever this was. We're stuck, it's harder to mine through it, but we got some. So one thing for sure, we're going to need more drill damage, because once we got there, we were hardly able to hurt this stuff. Silicon is obviously much more valuable than iron, given what I'm seeing here. But now I have $613 to spend on damage upgrades. So we should be able to one-shot a lot of this stuff. As soon as I get my thing under control, we're going to dive straight back in. We're definitely also going to need a bigger fuel tank. We're going through way too much fuel, but we're still basically one-shotting that material. So we're going to buy some more fuel for now anyway. We need silicon to be able to get more armor.
I just want to destroy this one little star. Is that too much to ask?
Yeah, we can go take a look around the rest of this thing. Maybe I'm supposed to be strategizing and picking a narrow part to dive into. I feel like the closer in I get, the more bad things happen. Obviously, we're mining some iron, but we're going to start to go through fuel and take damage very quickly once we get in here. Well, ore extraction I'm going to increase. That's my drop percentage rate, because the more of everything drops, the faster we're going to get more upgrades. With my remaining money again, we're going to sell it and hopefully buy more damage, which we are not. We really got to get into the aluminum too in the center. I'm sure that's even more valuable, so as soon as I get this stupid thing under control, we'll get in there. I never really realized that my mouse direction can control where my nose is pointed. Wow, this thing is so much tougher. This stuff still really hurts, but we can go through it at least a little bit. So drop rate is natural to get more of. That's 10 out of 10 now. That unlocked the level 2 upgrades. Increased drop rates of blocks. So I guess this is just for the drop rate, but it costs silicon instead. I need my silicon for armor right now, rather than anything else. The rest of the iron can go into more fuel tank, and then we'll just dive back in and keep mining. I can also point myself in all directions and really kind of mine out a huge chunk if I want to, so I can actually get a bunch of iron to turn into whatever I want, money and or upgrades. Because it gets a little dangerous once I get into the yellow, but these perimeter little yellow spots really aren't as bad. Yeah, as soon as I touch that next layer of them, it really hurts. But the gravity is perpetually pulling me inwards, so inevitably I hit the blow up spot. I am actually going to use a little bit of my silicon to increase the drop rate, because that does a big boost. I didn't realize my damage thing also hit level 10, so we got new upgrades. Well, let's go bouncing around the outside and just mine a bunch of iron. Our drop rates are pretty high at this point, so I feel like if we're out here, yeah, these are getting us tons. So we can just mine forever and make a ton of iron and money. Mining this iron does give you the experience, and that experience does help because that actually boosts our stats once in a while. Taking my time to mine through the star that time, we got 11,000 iron and 800 whatever. So we're definitely going to use some of that to get a few more armor upgrades, but not a ton. And then we can also get what's called a coin siphon a percentage of coins from blocks. I like that, I'm just going to need some money. So we're going to sell our iron fortune, and now we can siphon a little bit, a lot actually, from the blocks themselves. There's another level up, Iron Mastery level 6, so that gave me extra whatevers. Didn't really get a chance to read that because I'm in the zone. Then I'm inevitably going to get impatient and dive right into the yellow stuff, but we're getting close to the red. So drop rates are obviously going to be the biggest thing. I've realized for making more money, we just got to get every inch we can per block. Then I just added a little bit more damage, but I think we're going to need a little bit more, so we're going to sell all that iron, and oh, it also takes silicon to upgrade damage. Well, we got some money for now, that's what matters most. That one was a lot better, 6,500 iron, 2,200 silicon. But we still need to increase our drop rates, but that one does get really expensive to get a higher percentage of, so we're going to save up for that one. We are going to buy the gravity lock. That costs $2,000. Toggle shift to not get knocked back when you break a block. That way we can just penetrate straight in. So if I use the gravity lock, actually that's much nicer. We can just dive sort of straight in there. This will be much quicker. We're going to blow up quicker, but we're going to mine in a lot quicker too. This stuff down here is still pretty explosive and bounces us around, but our armor is strong enough now too that we can actually do this without taking too much damage. In fact, we're going to get into the red stuff already, which I think is aluminum. And as soon as I touch the thick part of the red stuff, I absolutely explode, but I did get 700 of it. And I can also make a silicon plated drill that costs iron and, or actually money and silicon, but that adds a ton of damage. So we're going to buy as many of those as we can. Look how much damage we have now, 40. And then a little more armor again, so we can do that same thing again. I see you have to renew the thing every time, but there we go. We'll just dive straight on in. We'll get a lot of iron on the way in anyway, because our drop rates are so high. Ooh, we're going to get right into the red stuff right away. It's definitely going to blow us up. I did also get aluminum mastery level 3, so even better for us. I can get level 10 silicon plated drill, so that added 20% damage, and there's still more damage to be had after that. That adds another 5. We're not really running out of fuel, but I'm going to spend, I had a lot of iron anyway, might as well keep my fuel tank big. We'll need that eventually one way or another. I got $21,000 in silicon and $7,000. I'm actually just going to sell those two because we're mining tons of those every round anyway. And then it's right back to work. We have tons of fuel and damage, so mining iron isn't really a big deal anymore. We might as well just plow through it. We'll get it automatically every run. Then right about here, I'm going to release my gravity lock thing. Then I can mine a bunch of silicon and a bit of the fringy red stuff. So that time we managed 12,000 silicon, 1,300 aluminum. And we can actually recover a percentage of block health as fuel. We got to use a lot of aluminum to do that, but I think that's probably worth it. Oh, the drop rate of blocks I should also be upgrading a lot. We can also get fuel tank size plus. I'm not sure we need that yet, but the upgrades are so cheap. We got $90,000 upgrades, are like 2,000 currently. And I'm starting to see that I need like gunpowder and ice for some of these, so we're going to find some better planets eventually that have cool stuff. So for now, I'm just going to massively penetrate this planet again and again and again to save up some resources. I launched myself the wrong direction there. There was just a narrow spot right here, so I'm going to plow in there. But look at the money in the upper right going up. Every time we break a block, we make thousands of dollars. So a few runs of grinding later, we have enough silicon to upgrade our armor plating to absorb more of that damage so we can get more aluminum before we blow up. And then we can spend a little more aluminum, recover a percentage of block health as fuel. Oh, and I didn't realize that I quietly saved up the resources I need to unlock level 2 planets. I have unlocked level 2 planets. I'm not sure yet how to actually mine them, but we're not done with our planet yet anyway. I can't get to Home's moon for some reason. We could buy that for $1 million, and we will soon. For now, we're going to use our new armor plating. We're not even taking damage to get through this stuff anymore. We're so tough now. Yeah, we are tough enough now that I can get way down into aluminum. We should actually pierce right through this. We're going to find out what's at the center of a planet. Maximum penetration. Okay, we just die when we hit the planet's core, but I guess that makes sense. So we'll just try and do that like a few million times and see what kind of resources and money we get out of the deal. We need to buy a moon for $1 million, so I got some saving to do. I got an achievement for getting 1 million coins. We're at almost $1.1 million, which means we'll be able to mine the little moons shortly. Okay, we got well over $1 million on this one single run and mined out a lot of the inner core of the planet. So let's go ahead and buy our first moon and see what this one's all about. So this is what a moon looks like, and we're getting into different material, which is coal. So we're going to take whatever coal we can get and then bring it back because it's tough. So one thing we're clearly going to need is more damage, and we definitely got enough to get a few more levels of damage. And also drop rates because we need to make every block count, and then probably also more armor because that stuff really destroyed us. And then maybe more ore siphon because I really think that's starting to do a lot for us. Oh, and apparently we can increase the speed of the drill by this upgrade that's way over here that we're actually allowed to buy. So this is rock and then coal and then sulfur. So maybe to start we should mine the outside because rock does actually increase our speed, and speed is good because we can plow through things quicker and get rich. Yeah, this is a little better, and then we can get the outer bit of coal too, which isn't as hard on the drill to get through. And the more we mine through this stuff, the more efficient we are at mining it because of our levels up. Okay, now we're going to mine a little bit into this coal that's going to destroy the drill, but we're going to be all the richer because of it. So that time we got 18,000 rocks, so our speed is going to go way, way up. Then it looks like we're going to need aluminum for both armor and damage at this point. So back to mining our home planet with extreme prejudice. But I'm just going to do the same thing. We're getting more drops than ever before, so I just do big circles around the whole thing, and then we're good to go. So now we have more damage, and we have crit chance. We can also do ore siphon as well. That's probably only going to work to our benefit. And same with coins. Just the more money we can get by not paying attention, the better. But we can also get more defense, because we're finding so much aluminum we might as well spend away. And even just the rock we got from the other one, we can use that for armor, quite a bit of it. Okay, and now that we unlocked the milestones thing, all we need to do is break like 100, 500, 1000 blocks, and we're going to get a 200% drop boost from 500 blocks. And it shouldn't at all take me any time to mine through that many blocks. Okay, I just unlocked the 1000 blocks milestone, and I'm still mining away in the same planet or whatever this is. So that run alone, we got millions of dollars, 46,000 iron, and I wasn't even trying, 358,000 silicon, and 500,000 aluminum. Which means more drop rate, absolutely more drop rate, always more drop rate. And more damage, probably a bigger fuel tank size, even though we haven't really been running out of fuel ever. And all I have to do is mine a few more blocks and we get another drop boost again. We'll get a bulldozer soon, whatever that is. So let's go try this planet again with my newfound armor and damage and stuff. We could definitely mine some rocks at the very least so we can turn that into even more damage. Our damage and structure is strong enough we can go through the coal or whatever this is now quite easily and get a lot of it because of our drop rates. And depending on what we're mining into, the fuel does actually replenish itself pretty well because we have the siphon materials into fuel thing. That next material though definitely eats up our fuel and hull really quickly. But we can get rock reinforcement, that's going to add extra armor. We got enough sulfur that we can now unlock, we can now craft gunpowder. For that we just take our sulfur and turn it into gunpowder, which takes a moment, but we can do it. But we still need more drop rate, so I'm going back to mining more aluminum. Oh, after spending some more of the iron on more drill damage again. We can just never have too much damage. But we can increase the ore siphon, so that's max level. And also this one we can go up because that's just money. We have lots of money. Shockwave. Create an explosion when you're going fast. Yes. Also grenades. So grenade is space. I'm going to go down to the material that's a little harder to get through. I've also prestige, so the planet is a little bit stronger. The grenade didn't actually make as big of an explosion as I thought. So we need to spend some money to increase the grenade explosion damage, so we've done that a lot. And we're going to need a lot more drill damage. Basically the same thing again, we just need to keep grinding away to get our damage up. I just mined enough silicon to make circuit boards, so that's got to unlock some new stuff for us. Quantum boards, drones. Drones would be cool, but it takes very fancy materials. I'm going to increase my defense a little bit. And I was upgrading my fuel tank and I stumbled upon an electricity tank, which is going to add all sorts of new options. A laser would also be fun to have, but it's also quite expensive. So for now, I'm going to settle for some armor and upgrades, and we're going to go right back to grinding again. A few more runs later, and we're able to buy more damage again, which is going to come hugely handy, but we also need a lot more armor. I'm trying to break through the moon, that one little spot, and doing this can actually put my fuel and hull back together, regenerate it somewhat. Just got to hit it, whoops, with a bit of speed, and we might be able to get through that carefully. Got to the core but didn't break it. Apparently using sulfur I can add an acid coating to my drill, so I guess if I like poke part of the star then it will slowly deteriorate. And we've slowly been making gunpowder out of the sulfur, so grenades are going to get a little bit bigger, and we're going to add some armor. Plus probably some critical strike because I have $80 million that I got as a bonus, so we're going to get a lot of critical strike. Then I'm going to add regen anywhere I can, that when I'm plowing through stuff it's just easy for us. I'm basically clicking on green things at this point. I didn't see this before, but I've made enough gunpowder now that when you break a rock, it will explode. Yes. Explosive drill power. So basically, I just need a lot of gunpowder now to make explosions bigger. Also, I got more than enough iron to upgrade damage twice, which is really, really big, and increase the drop rate of blocks is also enormous. Oh, and finally, chance to dig up gems when breaking a block. It's not high odds, but we'll get them up as high as we can. There's a 1 in 50% chance of mining a gem. Then we're going to add another few percent with aluminum, so I think we have a 2 plus 2, 4% chance. So I wanted to mine a bit of this planet to make sure we have more sulfur turning into gunpowder, and also because I have lots of grenades now, so I figure if I can get through that stuff reasonably quick, that I could launch grenades at the planet's core. Instead, I decided to fly into it accidentally and explode, but we got 25 gems. So I'm going to use that to increase the gem amount, so when we do find it we get more gems, and that's going to feed into itself quickly. Also, there's more armor thanks to all those rocks we mined. Okay, I'm going to try launching some grenades at the planet core to see if that will blow it up or do anything fun. There you go. It got smaller, but I am also out of grenades, so we'll give it a smack, and then that didn't kill us, so if we can manage to heal, we can hit it again, then I think we'll mine the core. Okay, back at full health, we're going to give it a smack, and we did it. So that means we can prestige, that means we're going to get 3 times resources, but the blocks have 3 times the health. And then we're going to go back to the store to see what we can afford with all of our newfound resources. We're going to increase gem amount by quite a lot because we're starting to find lots of them. Grenades are going to be bigger. Okay, I see what happens. They go that paler green because that's my acid thing working. So I hit them all and they all get severely weakened because of it. And the gems are quickly paying for themselves because we keep upgrading them and our electricity will pay dividends eventually. But we're so strong now, I think I can actually knock out the core of this planet again. This is on prestige mode, so I just need to be careful once I bust through that to not fly into the core like I did before. And then we can fire some grenades at the core. We'll give it a little poke. Nope, that one-shots us still. We need more armor. Also more grenades. The more grenades and armor we get, the better we could do against that thing. But our drill is definitely getting strong because this is on prestige too, and we're able to really tear through all of this. I was just able to increase grenade explosion damage twice. That might actually be enough to blow up another core. So for largely upgraded grenades, and we're still not good enough because that will destroy us, I think, if we get close to it. Actually, we can get a little bit close to it and we don't die because our armor, I guess, is high enough. So one more hit and I think we'll actually destroy it. So we just got to get carefully close to it, and we did it. And we've unlocked the ability to make steel, which takes a lot of iron and coal, but we're able to make it, and that's the main thing. And we can use steel to add extra drill damage, which just makes everything easier. A prestige 3 planet is going to get us a lot more resources again, but everything's going to be a lot harder to mine again. Like the aluminum really destroys our hull, even though we're very strong, but look at the amount of resources we're getting. Millions. And the amount of gems we're finding is going up rapidly because they're just upgrading themselves as we go, same with the damage. But I think we might be able to finish off the moon level 2 as well. We can get that core. We just gotta be very careful when working through that center spot because every time I touch that, my thing wants to explode. Given by how much damage that layer is doing to me, the core just isn't gonna happen right now. But what we can do is slowly wait for these resources to turn into other things. And then by the time those are done, we'll have all sorts of crazy new upgrades to work with next time.